Tawakul, you have shown us a powerful path. You've called on us to fill the silence with accountability for those with the power to betray rights. You've called on us to seek justice for those denied rights, to fill the silence with solidarity with those who are deprived of rights. You've called on us to seek values, first and foremost over interests, and powerfully to carry flowers in front of guns. We could not ask for a more powerful and appropriate pathway to our final speaker. And it is with great pleasure and great honour that I give the floor to someone who knows so well the power of flowers over guns, His Holiness.
Dear brothers, sisters, indeed, great honor speak in front of one Nobel Laureate, women Nobel Laureate, and another, let's say, representative, so another semi-Nobel Laureate. And then in front of these, I think people who have some directly or indirectly some connection with this field. So then I very much appreciate organizer, the officials from the United States. They said, you organized this opportunity. Thank you very much.
Canada.
Oh, Canada also. No. So also I want to thank you also create to some people some problem. Thank you. Now indeed, to the presentation, you really very moving, very moving. I am just one single human being out of 7 billion human beings. We are talking about the future of humanity. So no matter how small voice, this is very, very essential. Sometimes people have the feeling, oh, well, okay, going on continuously. I think that kind of attitude is wrong. A lot of problem. Now I am nearly 81 years old. I born 1935. Soon, Sino-Japanese conflict start. And also Second World Wars. So also you see, the cause of Second World War also is growing like that. Then, Second World War, Korean War, immense civil war in China, the Vietnam War. So, still today, a lot of people killing. Now, it is very important. We have to think what was wrong and what is we are lacking. 20th century, there's a lot of killing. I think some historians say over 200 million people killed through war. And also through nuclear weapon use on human being in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So immense sort of violence, if brought some new shape of the world, better world, then some people may say the justification of that immense violence. But that's not the case. As a matter of fact, beginning of this 21st century, although not such a Second World War or these sort of large-scale war, but pockets, continuously, you see, killing, continuously. This, I feel, symptom of past mistake and our negligence. So when we talk about human right violation, now time come, we have to think, what is the causes of these violations? The people creates immense suffering to others. These also human beings. They also want peaceful life. But you see, their way of thinking, too much short-sighted, and I think narrow-minded. Now time come to think how to change that. Since, say, I have many friends among the scientists, educationists, and spiritual practitioner, and ordinary people. So we have sort of clear sort of conclusion. You see, basic human, yes, conclusion is our way of life, way of thinking is, I think, too much materialistic way. So now that in matters, see, there's no feeling of pains and pleasure. Just, you see, gain more money, more power, like that. Now we have to think, you see, any our action, how much create pains and sadness, any action which create sadness, pains, that we must avoid. So then human right violation is one cause. And I think worst kind of human right violation is war, killing, and of course exploitation. And also, you see, gap rich and poor, and also corruptions. So a lot of different form of human right violations there. Who creates these violence? By human being, not other animal. I think like tiger looks very terrible, but they are not causing this human right violation. They kill maybe 1 or 2 human beings, but very limited. So ultimately, we created these, these sort of suffering, human right violation. Now, these are also the action causing other sort of suffering, ultimately related with motivation. combined with wisdom and compassion, and then action always bring positive. Any action motivated by anger, hatred, fear, then any action, no matter how sort of superficially peace, but ultimately bring suffering. So now the question is, what is wrong? Now here I want to say, basic human nature is more compassionate, positive. Some scientists now investigate what is basic human nature. They carried sort of experiment to infant child before speech develop, very young, few months old. Cartoon, which you see two children.
Which show?
Cartoon show. I mean cartoon which two children play together with smile. When that cartoon show that infant child express smile. Another cartoon, two children harming each other, negative face expression. When that cartoon show to that child, little bit sort of, I say the unhappy sort of expression. And then more important, according to scientific, sort of some medical scientists, they say constant fear, constant anger, hatred, actually eating our immune system. So, other hand, more calm mind, more peaceful mind, which we call healthy mind. You see, that very important for our health, physical health. Then, of course, according to our common experience, we all, including those people who create a lot of human rights, or the violation of human right, these also come from mother, not come from rock or tiger. These also come from the mother. They also nurtured by mother's milk. They received maximum affection from their parent, particularly from their mother. They also very much appreciate mother's affection. And actually, we've grown up with mother's milk. That is a symbol of affection. So all 7 million human beings come that way. So when we think these points, then we really feel basic human nature is compassion, positive. So there is possibility, make effort. If basic human nature is negative, then no use, make effort. Then perhaps alcohol, sleep. So since basic human nature is more positive, that's on the basis of scriptures, but on the basis of a scientific finding. So they prove that. So therefore, now it is really worthwhile. How to sort of, how to make effort. Now, the problem, we 7 billion human beings, we all have that potential. But now, frankly speaking, education, our education system, not adequate, something lacking. So children at young age, they don't care what other children's sort of also the background, what is their faith, what is their nationality, whether rich or poor, or influential family or not. They don't care. So long, children showing smile, play together, they feel very happy. Then, in education field, not talking about these basic values. So, existing education system is something lacking. So, with some scientists and some educationists and some thinkers and some social workers, now we already committed, you see, making some research how to put in education system about education or inner value. All major religious tradition, you see, promoting basic human value. That's warm-heartedness, compassion, forgiveness, tolerance, these things. But then, out of 7 billion human beings, over 1 billion non-believer. Then among about 6 billion believers, there are little corrupted believers also there. Some of the believers themselves create more problems, isn't it? So now, we have to think, see, the effective way to educate human being, not relying on religious sort of concept, but simply based on scientific findings and our common experience and common sense. So we are also trying because of the making effort you see, to make draft sort of for secular education. When I use the word secular, according to Indian understanding, in the West, some my friend, when I say secular, they feel secular means a little bit disrespect to religion. And some even sort of have the view or feeling secular and atheism some connection. This is not the case. In India's understanding, generally, India's constitution itself based on secular. So not at all anti-religion or disrespect religion. India is a religious-minded nation. And who drafting these constitutions, very religious-minded, like late Rajendra Prasad, very religious-minded people, according to Indian understanding. So secular means respect all religions and also respect non-believer. Although nowadays, you see, in India also, you see, different interpretation about the meaning of secularism. So, finally, I think we have to go to Oxford English professors. What is the real meaning of secular? Now, I feel, not just me, you see, as a result of discussion with, you see, people or various different background, also the common concern is how to create happy humanity, happy century. Then ultimately, we all agree, education, existing education system is not adequate. It is too much because of the oriented material value. Usually, you see, we just totally rely about moral ethics on religion. That now not cover 7 billion human beings. So therefore, that's our report. Now we are thinking, we are trying to create a curriculum which can fit in secular education field. And now in America, we already sort of working at some university, also you see, carrying some sort of experiment. And then also some cities in America, they already, you see, developed. The very name of the city is City of Kindness, City of Compassion. I think these, quite sort of method, you see, to remind people importance of loving kindness, these things. And then some occasion when I visited, you see, the City of Kindness, you say, I half joke, you say, I mentioned with beautiful name, City of Kindness, City of Compassion. But within the city, people remain too much stress, too much jealousy, too much sort of greed, and suspicion, anger. With that beautiful name, now, people in that city now should develop, should have inner peace. So that, not through prayer. I'm Buddhist monk. In my daily practice, including prayer. But I'm quite skeptical. Through prayer, bring world peace, I don't think. One occasion, in Hiroshima, some Nobel Laureates, the other Nobel Laureate, and also some Japanese sort of leaders at Hiroshima. You see, they also, you see, also they mentioned with God's blessing or Buddha's blessing, we may achieve peace, world peace. Then, at the end, my turn. I frankly, you see, express, through prayer, through blessing, world peace, I feel difficult. So peace must create through action, not prayer. So now, you see, in order to carry peaceful action, we need enthusiasm here. Enthusiasm need strong self-confidence in a positive way. These troublemakers also self-confidence with anger, with hatred. So they don't care what others do, opinions. They don't care about our criticism. And even the United Nations sort of some resolution, they don't care. So now we have to deal the fundamental level. Frankly speaking, our generation, not much hope. Our hope, future generation, if we start now, the education, something more holistic, education about physical health, that means material values provide us physical comfort. Then that equally, that education also, you see, teach us how to create healthy mind. So sometimes I usually describe hygiene of physical, similarly, hygiene of emotion. Now that's now, as an academic subject, not a religious matter. I think now, within few years, I think within this year, I think some sort of first draft, I think may materialize. In India also, you see, we are working. In America also, you see, working. So then, hopefully, you see, few school carry these sort of what's the curriculum, then see what's the result after a few years. If something quite significant is a positive result, then can also extend more. Then eventually, United Nations can pass the resolution. So that's my, wherever now I give a talk, I always talking these things. Now conclusion is, our generation, we witness so much sort of suffering. Now we have to think, our duty to tell younger generation, if present conditions remain continuously, they also will suffer. This 21st century also become century of suffering, century of bloodshed. Now the younger generation responsibility to create better world, happier world. At least this 21st century, in spite some beginning, some violence there, but later part of 21st century should be century of peace. So I think there is basic human nature is positive through scientific research. So then there is real hope, real hope. Which is a result my lifetime will not see. Perhaps my life, another 15 years or 10 years, 15 years, then I will say bye-bye. But you see, while you see, we gain some experience last over 80 years, now this is a must share with people and let them make effort. Let them think, new vision, new effort. That's all. Thank you.
His Holiness has really blessed us in so many ways by his example, by his instruction, and by this challenge to look to the generations that come after us. And I just wanted to put a question to the panel while you're thinking of questions that you may wish to also suggest to the panel, and we will come to that. But I think many of us would be wondering, each of you has had your rights violated. Each of you has been subjected to grave injustice without recourse, which means each of you has chosen to walk away from hate, to walk away from fear, to walk away from revenge. How have you done that? How have you chosen a path of peace and of tolerance and acceptance? And what would you want to say to people who are very tempted to use their sense of grave injustice to become an instrument for hate, to become a reason or an excuse for violence? How did you not do that? Tawakkul.
How did we do that? Because we believe that the most effective way to win, to have victory, is to use nonviolence. I believe that because of peaceful revolution, we could step down Ali Saleh. And because of peaceful revolution, we could step down Hosni Mubarak and Ben Ali. How did we do that without feeling the fears?
Yeah.
Because we started dream. Because our dream calling us for a new state without dictatorism and without corruption and without terrorism. Because of our generation, the second generation, I don't want the second generation to suffer like what I suffer. I did that for my kids, for all the people of my nation, for all the people of Arab nation, for all the people of the world. I've been in the prison many times. I've been threatened many times. And now I am in exile after a great peaceful revolution. We believe on our peaceful method. And we believe on our dream. And we believe on the point that we will reach. We will win in the end. But please, we did all what we can for the peaceful revolution. We did, and we are now still struggling for this moment, for returning the peaceful again. But please, be with us. Be with people. Work for people who are struggling peacefully.
Thank you.
Again and again, we will not give up. This is the method that we create. And this is the dream that we will reach to. But how much the price we will pay? The freedom has a very big price. And your grandma and father and grandfather knows that very well. You, as the international community and as an advanced country, didn't reach to this moment without the sacrifice of your grandmother and grandfather. So we are the founder of our great nation, of the new nation. So please, you should decide how much the price will be. At the end, we will win as your grandfather and your grandmother win. And we will create the democracy and prosperity and good governance in our countries. But again, international community, Human Rights Council, all our hands who must support has to be serious on being with people. Be with people, work for people, and the price will be less than it will be. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Layla, it's incredibly tempting to feel hate and contempt for those who have treated you with such disregard for your dignity.
Yeah, sometimes when I just came out from the Revolutionary Court defending my clients, and I was really just crying outside the courtroom because I just feel so humiliated in the courtroom when I was just facing the judge, facing the security forces in the court, but I tried to be very powerful in the court when defending my clients, but really when I came out and just sit in the street and cry and then just go home. But the things that I always try to find a common things between myself and the judge who was, there in the power. As His Holiness said that they are also human beings. And then we need to, I find the common things because, for instance, in the case of women, I always try to reach a judge and said, imagine, this is your own daughter. This is your mother or whatever. I never mentioned about your wife because sometimes maybe they had problem. And I said, this is maybe your own daughter, And then, actually, I had some, cases that I win in the Revolutionary Court when they said, okay, maybe they leave these young students go free. And the other example, we changed some laws, discriminatory laws, by peaceful demonstration and peaceful way. For instance, one case, there was a case of Ariane Golshani, a girl was killed. And then we were arguing about the case of custody. And at that time, we invited crowd to a ceremony. And Dr. Abadi actually started when she talked, and we prepared white flowers. We asked the crowd to just spread the flowers in the street. And then in a moment, the whole street was full of light flowers, and the image of this, peaceful act reached the media. And after, but by our effort and also continuation, after some years, we just succeed to change the custody law in favor of children. So I think when you believe in your path, when you believe in the way that you want to carry, you always, stick to be, to peaceful way, and you want to be calm, and you want to inspire other person. You don't want to be, we are against violence. We don't want to create more violence. So I think this is the things that, give us courage
Beautiful.
to carry
Thank
on.
you. Thank you so much, Lola. How can we make of love and tolerance a new STI, a socially transmitted infection? How can we spread love and tolerance as if it were a virus? What can we do to replace hate with compassion?
As I mentioned earlier, when we are very young, we don't make distinction so long, you see, showing smile. So now education, although it's all religion, you see, talking, you see, entire human being, spiritual brothers, sisters, and Buddhist, we usually call entire mother-centered being. Word very nice, but among Buddhists also some troublemaker there. So now, you see, these words not effect in our emotions. So now we need systematic education. Then, with reason, with sort of evidence,
conviction.
evidence, with evidence through scientific research. You see, we can change, or we can maintain the young children's sort of warm-heartedness when they grown up. Still, you see, that remain fresh. Now, we have this, I think, at the young age, you see, the loving kindness nature there, that is mainly biological, because we are social animal. Then we grown up gradually, you see, that biologically, you see, developed that sort of loving kindness, basically limited, without backing intelligence. So now education field is a further sort of explanation. These are basic human value. In order to carry happy human being, you need these things. Reason such. A, such, B, C, such. You see, we have plenty of reasons. So then, that biological factor, affection, compassion, is biased, only related towards friends. Now we have this sort of ability, use our intelligence, then we can extend, you see, that compassionate sort of attitude towards entire sentient being. So including your enemy. Now here we make a distinction. Action, actor. As far as your enemy is concerned, their action is harmful. So sometimes we need take countermeasure. But as far as the actor is concerned, still human brothers, sisters. So they also deserve our love, respect. So that with help of intelligence, you see, we can develop that kind of unbiased love, loving kindness. So that, I think, through education, we can do. Through education, hatred also sometimes increasing. through education, you see, too much sort of emphasis, we and they increase through education. So another way, through education, we can build, we can develop entire human being is part of we, part of us. We are same human being. Now, particularly today's world, in economy field or environment issue, all, you see, East depend on West, West depend East, Northern world depend Southern world, Southern worlds depend North. That's today's reality. Unlike, I think, a few centuries ago, in European, particularly Swiss, you are completely independent. You say, no need sort of cooperation with other country. I think that spirit still carry here. You Swiss, you love Swiss franc. Rather, I think, euro. Like that. So therefore, you see, in the ancient time, yes, each community more or less self-sufficient. No need cooperation. No need sort of the interdependent sort of situation or interconnectedness. Now today's world, heavily interconnected. Many articles you daily use, made in China, made in India, or some other countries, like that. So that's today's world. And then this is the climate sort of, global warming. Nowadays, they don't care national boundary or religious boundary. With 7 million human beings, you see, facing same problem. So, I think anyway, global warming and global economy, I think, teach us you should act as one humanity. Our survival actually depends on sense of oneness of humanity. If we carry sense of oneness of humanity and accordingly practice, then our world will be happier world. So one occasion I met some Cuban refugee, very religious-minded, Catholic, very religious-minded. We just talk refugee. So they little bit sort of resented to Fidel Castro. So they told me, daily in church, when they pray to God, please bring Fidel Castro to heaven, sooner the better. This is nice, not sort of ill feeling. Pray, go to, should bring to heaven. But while he created a lot of problems, so sooner the better. So I think if basic human nature is negative, then only thing is pray to God, bring entire humanity, go to heaven. So I think according believer, yes, we created by God, Allah. God, Allah, yes. Infinite love. Oh, so we are son or daughter of infinite love. Yes. So that really brings powerful message to create enthusiasm, to practice love, forgiveness. Love is not word, action. While you're talking love, action, go that like that, that is hypocrisy. Isn't it? we Buddhists, we always say, oh, entire sentient being. But in actual action, it's just self-centered, or me. That's hypocrisy. There's no use. So in any way, I think basically, I think according to my own experience, when I heard basic human nature is positive, compassionate, then I really developed conviction. And also, you see, confirmed our own experience when we look children. They don't care about the other children's background. They work together. One time in Switzerland, the pathology, there are children from Israeli, some Palestine, like that, they play together. That's hope of future. You see, we too much sort of make kasoda. We actually, most of the problem which we are facing is we too much emphasis importance of secondary level of differences. The ultimate solution is, since these problem, man-made problem, man-made, not necessarily exclude women. Some women quite troublesome. so generally, you see, we call man-made problem. Now, these, you see, so we too much emphasis we and they on the basis of nationality, religious faith, and within same faith, same sort of nation, rich and poor, and educated, uneducated, and in India, the caste system, very bad. All these problems, you see, because we too much emphasis on secondary level of differences. Now, only sort of solution to minimize these things, we have to go fundamental level. We are same human being. 7 billion human beings, same way born, same way die. Each of us have the right to achieve happy life. So many of the problems which essentially we created, then there's no reason. Everyone want a happy life. But then too much emphasis we and they, we deliberately created problem to other. So ultimately, that problem also causing your own sort of problem, like that. So these are short-sighted, not thinking holistic, a lack of sense of oneness of humanity and oneness of the whole world. We have to act as a one community, one human community, human family. In ancient time, impossible. Now, modern time, through education, we can do that. That's all.
Fantastic. Wonderful.